Look who's back. Phillies Sports Unfiltered. Come talk some Sixers with us. Where is Tyrese Maxey and Allen Iverson? How do they compare? We're going to talk about it. Fire us up. Welcome in, everybody, to another edition of Phillies Sports Unfiltered here on A2D Radio. That's Tony Cotillo. I'm Tom Arnone. Everybody out there, welcome in. We got a lot to go over. End of the show, we're going to do Jigsaw's final cut. But make sure, before all that, get involved in that. Comment, like, subscribe, do the whole thing. Phillies winter meetings. Hopefully something good happens following the winter meetings. We'll talk a little bit about the Phils. Paul George on the trading block. Is he? I mean, I feel like you got to play to be traded. We'll talk about podcast pay. But the main topic at hand is Tyrese Maxey and really comparing him to Allen Iverson. Is he replacing Allen Iverson? The fact that us as a franchise have to go back, 25 years, 20 years, whatever the heck it is a little wild. That we haven't had something prior that really took this franchise over. And I mean, we did have Joel, but we're going to talk about it. We'll talk about all. Sixers big win tonight. If you're just jumping in, that's why we were waiting to come on here. And they take 100 timeouts. Nobody even has 100 timeouts. 100 timeouts taken in the fourth quarter. Unbelievable stuff from the NBA. But Sixers, Maxey takes a really tough contested shot. VJ, just being an athlete, goes up and gets it. Came up short, so VJ went up and got it and was able to lay it in. So, all in one motion there. Awesome stuff. And then at the inbound, nobody got back on defense with 0.9 of a second left. And DeAnthony Melton had a clear path. The bounce happened perfect, where no time came off the clock, went up to lay it in. And none other than the guy we're going to talk about, Tyrese Maxey, hustling back on defense with a huge block, because that game's over. They win it. They walk it off. And you want to talk about a terrible way to lose a basketball game when you got outscored in the second half by 1 million, it feels like. And in the fourth quarter, it was terrible. So, listen, all that being said, they got out with a win. But to our poll question, Tyrese Maxey is the new answer. Do you agree or disagree? Let us know. Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, that's where we're live. Everywhere you get your podcast, we're there as well. Hit the like, subscribe, follow. Most importantly, join the conversation. Dive in. Water's warm. Tone, lead her off, baby. What do you say? Tyrese Maxey is the new answer. Agree or disagree?
Listen, I say number one, welcome back, man. It's been like 2 months. 2 months, I think, man.
Has it been 2 months? Has it been 2 months?
Man, we're slacking, man. We're busy guys. You know what I mean? We're busy guys.
We're back, and that's all that matters.
Thursdays, they're kind of tough sometimes. You got Thursday night football, you got games, you got training. I got things going on, but listen, we're back now. We're back. We'll make this more consistent. And if anybody wants to talk about consistency, how we not talk about Tyrese Maxey? Okay, it's funny. I was just talking about this to somebody the other day, and I forget who we were talking about. We're talking about somebody on the Eagles, and Devontae Smith. So I was getting a haircut in a barbershop. They were talking about Devontae Smith. They're like, oh man, that guy's like the consummate professional. And the first thing I said was, it's easy. Where'd you go to school? Bama, right? I mean, they inbred that into your brain. And that's why you look at Tyrese Maxey, Kentucky, big time program. Mom and dad sit in front row every game, right? Dudes at Oaks, PA with the dog show, running his dog around, this dude's just a normal kid, man. And he's living a dream, but he's not taking it for granted. So I will say this. He is now our new answer. Will he ever be AI? No, nobody will. But he's our new answer. And the thing I love about it is this is like AI with a good attitude. So you think about it, right? Like AI was AI, but he didn't have the right attitude. He didn't have the right makeup and moxie. Tyrese Maxey, all he does every year, gets bigger, gets more swole, right? Gets more confidence, creates different shots. So, man, if you don't agree with this poll, is that, again, and the way we talk about this, let me phrase this, because you're going to have these trolls that come and be like, oh, now you're saying he's better than, no. You teed it up, Tom. You talked about how many years ago was AI? 20 years ago, whatever it was. So you think about it, you're like, no, we're talking about we've waited this long to have another AI. Okay, so he is our answer right now for me.
Yeah, it's a tough one. Because like again, nobody's going to be Allen Iverson. Nobody's going to have the global impact. Tyrese Maxey's not. Nobody is. He changed the game in a lot of ways. We've had those conversations on here, right? Talent wise, pure talent wise, overall, just natural talent. Iverson's always going to have that. He's always going to have that edge. Now, the difference is the work and the want to be even better than you are. And that's where Tyrese Maxey comes in. So, when you look at his growth, I'm not going to tell you he's going to be better than him, but I'm going to tell you that it's the new franchise here. It's the new answer to, we trusted the process to get the franchise. And this is the franchise. This is who he is. He's just turned 25 years old. So when you're talking about a guy at 25 years old, his numbers have gone up every year. 8, 17.5, 20.3, 25.9, 26.3, 32.6. So the riddle people out there, that is growth. That is climbing the mountain. That is trying to get to the peak, the top. All right. And here we go. Here he is, where he can be talked with, some of the best scorers in this game. So he is our franchise. He is our new answer, but he'll never have the global impact Allen had. But can he have the love here that Allen got? Time we'll know over time on that one. That's not even fair because that comparison will never work because one's the number one overall pick and there's stuff that comes with that and it's different. This is a guy that fell into your lap because of COVID. Only good thing that came out of COVID was Tyrese Maxey. You don't get him if there's a tournament. You don't get him because guards win in the tournament. Guard play is going to be seen. And when you see the things that translate right away, Iverson, speed. Speed's a killer in any sport, right? Speed kills. So speed, Tyrese Maxey, speed. And you see a lot of similarities in their game. I think that what Tyrese doesn't get that Allen got is the calls. He doesn't get as many calls going to the basket as Allen. But listen, not comparing the two, right? The question is he the new answer? Not is he Allen Iverson, right?
Right.
It's new answer to us. And what I'm gonna say is I'll disagree for funsies and say, no, the franchise. He's a franchise. He's not the answer. He's the franchise. But yes, he's our new Allen Iverson, right? And I think that the speed and being a guard and those things, but
make a good point though. You made a good point when you talk about, and this is what I would talk because we're gonna get to somebody's comments because I'm laughing already. Talk about trolling, but you talk about leadership. So you could actually go back and think about, if who's a better leader at 25 years old. I don't think it's no secret that it's Tyrese Maxey. No disrespect to AI because that wasn't his thing.
Yeah.
Right. That wasn't his thing. He wouldn't come here to be a leader. He led by, the way he played on the court. Right. Where Maxey's leading by so many different things. He's getting the guys together in the offseason. He's getting that camaraderie together. Right. He's getting everybody. He's the out vocal guy. Right. He's talking about like guys need to show up at, in better shape. They can't be late in meetings. Right. So a lot of that stuff is stuff that we never saw with AI because it was always us questioning AI, not on the court, obviously, because that dude always left everything on the court. Didn't matter. It was just what could have happened. I will say this: what could have happened if? Think about that. He did all that with no training. He did all that coming from friggin' hula hands right to the court. Yeah. Right? He did all that like so unscripted. Could you imagine if this dude had Tyrese Maxey's work ethic? Oh my God. We'd be talking about it's totally different right now. It's crazy. But yeah, man. If we were the Sixers a couple years ago when Maxey was developing, honestly, you should have got rid of Embiid because it's never his fault when it comes to the playoffs. I think we both know that, right? Listen, if we have a crystal ball, sure. For the record, Tom, I'll get your point on this. I wanted to get rid of Embiid. Just so maybe the A2D audience doesn't really know me yet, okay? But the Tony Cotillo audience knows. I was a huge advocate 2 years ago, trade Embiid, where he's on his highest peak, get low. Get what you can for him because he's never going to win a championship here. That was me. So for anybody in the chat right now, talk about. I wanted to trade Embiid, by the way. Just throwing it out there.
Yeah. I mean, when are we asking about trading Embiid? Last year?
Before he signed the extension.
No, I wasn't there yet.
I was there.
And that's fine. Everybody can be wherever they want to be on it. It doesn't matter because he's here. And I don't have Joel Embiid wants to play the game of basketball. Joel Embiid wants to be out there. Joel Embiid wants to win. I feel more bad for Joel Embiid than I do for us as fans because he's the one who's mentally got to go through that. You know what I mean? Of wanting to play, not being able to, the body not really allowing you to. But I stopped talking about Derpy. I stopped talking about Joel Embiid anymore because anything Joel Embiid gives you is a bonus at this point. All right? Anything. Okay? Anything he gives you becomes a bonus. So knowing that and knowing that we had the number 3 pick in the draft, why are we even talking about it? Like when I talk Sixers to my own kid and I teach them the game, I'm not even bringing up Embiid. Like we get there, right? We get to Joel, but the point is, I'm bringing up Maxey, I'm bringing up VJ, you're bringing up Jared, you're bringing up the younger guys because this is what it's about. It's about these younger kids. It's about growing something around those 3 guards. They're the guards that you're going to grow something around. Now, I'm not telling you all 3 of them are going to be superstars. I'm just saying they're the guards you build your group around. All right, that's why you drafted all 3 of them. So now guards winning this league, you have it. So I wouldn't even worry about started going a rant, but I wouldn't even worry about Joel at this point. Because if he can play at his level at any point this year, then it's a win. If he doesn't, cool. We got young kids growing right now, right? And we're building something. So it's a half in, half out. That's okay. It's all right. No team in the NBA has that. No team in the NBA has a young youth and older veterans that you can be like, oh, well, we're halfway in the win if you guys are healthy. But if they're not, it's okay because we're young.
Yeah, I listen. I agree and disagree. I agree with the youth part. Like when I was excited in the first 5 games of the season, I had no expectations for Joel Embiid. Yeah. I've already came into this year saying the dude is shot. It's unfortunate. I don't hold it against him. For anybody, I will say this: for everybody out there that ever calls Joel Embiid soft, you're a friggin' moron. You have no idea what you're talking about. This dude has played with more and played through more injuries than most people in this goddamn city. Okay, I mean, let's be real. Let's be honest. He's not. He wants to be out there. Right? Unfortunately, his body, when you're that tall and you play this game and you have multiple injuries, eventually it happens. I mean, we could go back and look at guys like Allen Houston, the guys like Amari Stoudemire, Tracy McGrady. Once those knees give out, you're done. Like you could try to salvage it. You're just it's not because he doesn't want to play. His body is failing him, right? So I don't hold that against him. But what's tough is knowing that all the money that we invested, right? Unfortunately, he's catching the stray from management, right? So everybody should just be mad at Daryl Morey if you want to be mad for giving him the max extension. However, not to keep going back and forth. However, what was he supposed to do at that point? Which brings me back to say that's why I would have traded him much earlier. Just me. Because in today's NBA, unless you're Giannis, a big man is not, or Wemby now, he's just a freak of nature, is not going to win you a championship as being the focal point of a team. And that was always my biggest thing with Joel Embiid.
Yeah, no, it's a great, it's great. I mean, I always think that Joel.
People can't call him soft.
No, if his body never broke down, I think we could have a big debate on if he can lead you to a championship, right? But that being said, you always need the Batman to the Robin. And him and Maxey could have really been that because they were that good together when they're both played together and Joel was 95% of himself. And it's just that Maxey was still young and growing. But if you add this version of Tyrese Maxey and the best version of Joel Embiid, I'll fight the fight that we couldn't win a championship all day, right? And him being a focal point, but again, to the point, it's still a guard-driven league.
Yep.
But you can still win inside out as long as you have the right guys. You know what I mean? It's weird, but I'll never say we couldn't win with them. The body kept us from winning with them. You know, if there's something that kept us from winning, it was absolutely his body breaking down. Nothing more than that. If he was healthy, I think things would have been a little bit different for us. But guess what? You know, guess what? We got a good young team right now. It's fun to watch.
It is.
Right? So
Enjoy
let's
it.
grow. And listen, the whole deal this year was to bring him along slow, to hopefully have him the best air quote version of Joel's self for the playoffs. That was the whole conversation, or the stretch run of the season. That was the goal with Joel. The guy that I need to play that makes this team better because what he brings on the wing is Paul George. That's the guy I don't know if he wants to play, right? He can go on the podcast and tell you he wants to play. I don't know if he wants to play, because if you want to play, you get out there, right? The little injuries of the ankle and the quad, and, you know, it's something every day. It's literally something every day with this guy. But he's such a great wing defender, and he's such a guy who can create his own shot in these moments like the fourth quarter where this team lost the identity of creating their own shot. Right? Because Tyrese Maxey struggles with it at times too. Something he needs to continue to grow. Right? But this team couldn't create their own shot. That's where you need the veteran in Paul George. That's where you need him. So
I agree.
That's the guy.
That's the guy I agree.
You need to be healthy. I mean, people talk about Joel being healthy all you want. Like we talk about, it's a wing guard league. I need the damn wing to be healthy, right? And then twofold, I feel like I have the rebounding on this roster to win without Joel Embiid. When you talk about Drummond, you talk about Bona and Barlow. I like those guys, man. All three of those guys get aggressive. They rebound. And I can't believe I'm saying Andre Drummond's better than Joel right now. But he is. But we knew that.
More.
But hold on. This isn't defend Joel. I don't in any stretch, right? And I know Brinkman's coming in and wants to run everybody out of town. I get it. Okay, here you come. Run everybody out. You fire Nick too. Okay, but not Nick Nurse, Nick Sirianni. That being said,
I would, by the way. I'm with you, Brinkman.
Oh my God, guys, calm down. Now we'll talk about that later on. But now I'm losing my train on it. But what I'm saying,
Rob,
yeah, you're an idiot. But the thing is, it was never. He wasn't supposed to play this year. Like, he wasn't supposed to be ready to play. So the fact that he's even playing, it's a slow burn with him. So again, anything you get at him will be a positive. You cross your fingers and hope he's healthy, you know, in January, February, right? But guess what? He's not. We're young. And you're not going to be able to trade them both, babe. So you can try.
I like here. I will say this, man, which is cool about what you just said, because it makes me think a little bit, because coming into this season, you know, a lot of me said, look, you know, if somebody, I feel like, I will say this, man, the way this goes is Joel winds up getting traded, you know, not this year, but possibly maybe next year, something to a team that just needs maybe like that one little piece, right? Where he could play that 10-minute role and get somebody a chip, right?
Yeah.
So the funny thing is, though, it makes me think, I mean, look, if you have the play that you do on this team, you know, and you're growing this year, possibly next year, which brings us into our next topic. Do we trade Paul George? Do we try to see if we could trade Podcast P? Bring the podcast with him, whatever. But my whole thing is, if that's the case, maybe we can. Maybe Joe can be that chip, that extra piece for us next year. I mean, it's not far-fetched. Not out of the equation, right? It's not out of the equation. So I do like that kind of, you know, that line of thinking. And listen, Andre Drummond, man, yo, I mean, honestly, who the hell would have thought we would get what we're getting? I mean, hit 40% from 3 too. I mean, like, Tom, how many guys do you know at this stage of their career that signed basically like he didn't sign a big deal. I mean, he didn't sign an exception, but it wasn't a big deal, right? How many guys care this much? That's a credit to Andre Drummond, in my opinion.
Yeah, tonight might be his worst game overall, just because he didn't really do anything, right? But overall he's played really well. He really has. But a lot of positives are coming from this team, right? I think McCain's is starting to play better. I think when you get
Confidence.
right, and then when you get Oubre back and Watford back, they're better, So like they're good. Like they're a good young team. And I think that's what people need to look at. Like, stop worrying about the veterans, stop bitching and moaning about Embiid and George. Like, just look at the young kids, right? And if you can find trade partners, then find them, sure, right? But I don't care. Like, I still want unprotected first back for Joel Embiid. Like, I don't care. So, you know what I mean? Because I'm going to take on your slop, the match contract, right? So I got to hope it's stuff coming off the books if I'm in that conversation. And I want at least 2 unprotected back. If Rudy Gobert's getting 7 picks, I want at least 2 unprotected in a first.
Rudy Gobert's.
You know what I mean? Like, come on.
What are we doing? Like, honestly, what are we doing here? Oh my! Real quick shout out, Ryan. Says thanks for supporting and truly understanding autism, Tony. You're not fake when it comes to conditions. Really appreciate it. Just Ryan, listen, man, appreciate that. Just that comes from. I give a shout out to Together We Dance, which is a foundation that I work for. That for children and adults with disabilities and with autism, and do a lot of cool events. They're all free because of our wonderful donors and sponsors that allow us to offer these things. So, Ryan, thank you for real. They were just shout out to Fox 29 today. Was on Fox 29 today. Bob Kelly over in Newtown at the Green Parrot, because we got Brent Selleck coming to the parade on Sunday. And shout out Mike Barnes, the founder and executive of the Together We Dance Foundation. So I just wanted to throw that out there, man. Thanks, Ryan.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, nobody's talking about building a team. I'm not building a team of money and vets. I'm not talking about adding anybody. Who's talking about that? And you listen.
Never been a fan of buying players to win a championship with older vets.
Yeah, but who's buying championships? Like, that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about building around your younger guys. I'm talking about building around the young kids. That's what I started this whole thing off with. So no, I'm not trying to like go out and get aging vets. No, I was trying to, if you're trying to move on from those two, right? If you're trying to move on from those two, then that's where I'm saying you're gonna have to take on some contracts to eat money, to take on the money anyway.
So what do you think Paul George gets you?
I don't know.
You know what I mean?
I don't even know what that market would be anymore.
I know. Just signed second year of a big deal.
Yeah, I just don't know who's taking that on.
I know. Send them back to the Clippers. They need some help,
right? Send them to Milwaukee.
Well, yeah, there you go. What, for Giannis?
Yeah, there you go. Send them to Milwaukee for Giannis and a ton of picks. That's what I would do. I would send them to Milwaukee with 1 million picks. You can have. We got
to go to Thunder Way, man. That's what we got to use.
I mean, I'm just saying that guy I would send a lot for, like that specific player. Or like, there's specific guys that I would be like, okay, you give up a ton for, right?
Yeah.
But not a lot. There's not like it's not. You're talking about obviously you give a ton off for Luka, you give a ton off for SGA, right? You give a ton off for probably Edwards. Like there's guys out there you give a ton up for, right? But that's not how you build it. And Giannis is a guy just because of who he is, and he's a freak, right? Is a guy you say, okay, well, do we feel like we can win right now with Tyrese Maxey? Like, do we feel like you're a Giannis away? I mean, they might be in today's Eastern Conference. So that's where that gets a little enticing. To see, and Nate, you're right. You did say that earlier on. You brought his name up, at least. I didn't read the whole thing. But
yeah,
either
you did bring his name up. That's why I brought it up. You said Jan's looking for a new home, 9:53 p.m. We got you, Nate.
Yeah, sorry, babe. I mean, I know Nate well. So I mean, Nate's over here. Did he say the time, or did you just let him know?
I just let him know the time. Listen, man, when you got a bunch of people throwing up some comments, bro. I mean, listen, sometimes we miss them, It's all
But
right. Okay,
but that's an interesting one. Like that's an interesting one.
think about that franchise. Like
Yeah.
how much of a turn that franchise took in Milwaukee. I mean, we were taught when they got Dame, we were like, whoa, yo, lights out. Dame signed, fire the parade up, fired off. Man, what you talk about going to shit?
Yeah.
Wow.
It
Wow.
got it.
Listen, I was flabbergasted, man, to see what happened to that franchise. I think Giannis is an issue, by the way. So I wouldn't want Giannis. I'm not a Giannis fan.
I think Doc Rivers is an issue.
Oh,
So
I think we all know that.
So I'm a fan of a guy shooting 63, almost 64% from the field. Yeah, I mean, I'm a fan of that. I'll take that. I'll take that tomorrow. They did go out and get Miles Turner, so they went out and tried to get better. But I think Doc Rivers is the issue there, and it's probably why he wants out. And I think
that young kid, see that young kid, Ryan Rollins.
Yeah,
he can shoot the lights out, man.
Yeah,
he can shoot the lights out.
He's a good young player. So
yeah,
my big thing is he probably wants out because of Doc. And I think he come to a point in Milwaukee, like he's done a lot for that city,
Yep.
and he won a championship for that city. But I mean, I'm not going out of my way to get him. You know what I mean? But I'd be out definitely interested. It's hard not to be.
It's going to get interesting, I think, in the probably next month or so to see kind of what direction the Sixers are going to go to, because I do think that they have to make a move. And I think the move is Paul George. Like you said, I don't know what that market looks like. I'm not sure. But I think, they have some good young players, like we've already talked about. You brought up McCain, who's just working his way back. But even with Barlow, man, Barlow was a find. They found some nice pieces this year. And I know you were a little hard on Q, off air, but I think Q as a six man has really established himself. Whether he loves the three or not, I think he still gives a lot of energy that we need on that second rung. So I think they're built a nice way, man. I do. I think we got a lot of good pieces.
No, I like Q. I just don't think Q deserves the money Q think he's.
No,
that's my issue with Q. I have no issue with him, and I don't know if he's even a six man on a championship roster. I think he's more of that seventh. But either way, that's semantics, right? But he's just one of your scorers off the bench, no question about it. Instant offense, and come in and get hot and drop 30 on you too. So yeah, I like Q. I do. Just not worth $25 million a year.
No,
right?
No, not at all.
But
not at all.
I would like to get Kelly back, and I think that'll make us better, obviously, right now, because he was having a good year.
Oubre, that's a great point, because in the first 10 games of the season, man, I mean, he was 20 points a game, and he was a spark. He was doing everything. And I think a lot of people forget how much he helped that squad. I mean, how much he helped VJ. You notice that as soon as he got hurt, VJ all of a sudden took a step back because there was more focus on VJ. And VJ didn't have that help on the court. And people forget about that. Right. So I think, a lot of people forget how important Oubre is. So once he comes back, I think, that's just going to be more of a reason to get excited.
Yeah, they're just a good, young team. They're not great. They're good. They got a rising star that we're watching and a young kid that's got a ton of upside. And Jared McCain is potential six man off the bench type guy down the road. That's just a good young player and can get hot and shoot the lights out at times. So, I mean, I think we're built for the future. And like you said, Barlow, a young player, good find, right? So they went out and did a little bit of that. I just like where they're at right now, and that's just taking out Joel, it's taking out Paul George, because I just haven't really thought about them. We talk about it, Tyrese Maxey, the new answer. Back to the poll question. The main reason we both agree to it is because he's the new franchise, right? Yes. He's the new leader of this franchise. He's the closest thing healthy to Allen Iverson. The closest thing healthy to Allen Iverson. We're not saying he's Allen Iverson. Exactly. That's not even a fair goddamn comparison. That's actually outlandish because of the global impact. A kid from China right now is like, who's Maxey? But he knows Allen, right? So, or the Philippines, I should say. That's where the NBA is gigantic and nobody even talks about it. But a kid from the Philippines, Yeah, they got Iverson jerseys there. Now, that doesn't mean there ain't a day Maxey jerseys are there. You go to a couple All-Stars, you start making a name for yourself like he is, and we'll talk about that. But, yeah, man, love the kid. Love what he's doing. So everybody out there like Branks, who we love, right? But it has some positivity, man. I mean, I've never seen a guy with the glass half empty as much as my man Rob Brinkman. I mean, that stuff just lays on like it is. There's just nothing in it. It
sounds like he attends a couple Diddy parties.
He needs some lotion. Baby boy.
Speaking of which, wait. So you watch that documentary yet?
Oh, which one?
For Diddy?
No, a documentary out already?
You didn't see? Yeah, the one from 50, 5-part series on Netflix. They try to get it censored. Oh,
I'll go take a.
That's all I gotta say, bro.
Hey, I'll go take a peek about. I'll go take a peek about.
Yeah, that's I mean, I know. Yeah, it was Diddy was the reason. Maybe what?
Vegas, you ain't wrong,
bro. It's deep. It's deep. You gotta watch it, man. You gotta. It's funny. We had that conversation. Remember, like couple months ago when how do you feel? And the same thing happened to me today. So last night, I watched the Diddy doc, and it was amazing. I was blown away. And then I'm on my way in.
Yeah. You can't even say that. You can't even say that with a straight face.
Why? Why?
The way the Diddy doc rolled off your tongue, like the way you didn't see me, but I fell off the chair. The way Diddy doc, the Diddy doc, I feel so good. You said I feel so good after the Diddy doc.
Yeah, I didn't even think how that sounds. Oh man, that's not good.
That's fantastic. That's great. Right. That's great radio. We call that great radio.
It is, man. And all in the A2D way. That's it, brother. But let me ask you. So I felt guilty again today because I'm on my way, and what comes on? Fiesta, right? And then so the R. Kelly comes on, and then right after that, what comes on? I Need a Girl, and I'm like, what do I do? Like in a minute, I start jamming a little bit. I was like, do I shut it off? Do I what? I don't know what to do. I'm torn when that shit happens, right? I'm torn.
Listen, good music's good music, right?
Yeah.
If you could love Michael Jackson, right? And there's a lot of good songs Michael Jackson came out with, but we all know things were going on.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean you don't
music parks.
Yeah, goddamn. Well, you got Disney World in your backyard. Yeah, you got Disney World in your backyard. You know something's up, right? But that being said, music Thriller's still great. You know what I mean? Like, so I mean, the same thing with Diddy, man. We know he's a creep. But that being said, if the music's good on one of those songs, same with R. Kelly. Like he pissing all over everybody. But
golden showers for days.
Yeah, but if the music's good and you like it and you like the shimmy, you just gotta block it out. You know what I mean?
I don't. Sometimes you never know where the conversation's going to go on PS Unfiltered here, but I don't understand the mindset. I look at Diddy and I'm like, you're a kingpin, bro. Like power, of all this power, you were obviously smashing J-Lo, right? Like and for some reason now. You're looking at Justin Bieber going, yo, man, like what's wrong with you? I don't understand. Like I don't get it. Like, if I had Diddy power, bro, I'm using every hall pass in the world, right? The list is large. The list is large, right? So I'm thinking, I don't know where these dudes' heads are at, man. Is it because they have so much power? They feel like, like what is that? One of my favorite lines at Training Day: King Kong ain't got shit on me, right?
Exactly.
I guess that's what it is.
They think they're untouchable and they're creeps. So
it's nuts, dude. It's nuts.
It's really weird. Really weird.
Nuts. But let's talk a little bit before we play a little jigsaw game. What about the Phillies, man? Winter meetings I thought about you the other day because
I love it.
I forget who I was listening to, and it might have been. I'm a big supporter of the Saturday show of Ruben Amaro, and I'm very, very fond of Devin Caney. She has done some great work for me, helped me out in the past. She's one of the real ones to me.
Yeah, I like both too.
Yeah, I don't think there's anything about them that's clickbaity or they're just who they are. And that's about Ranger.
Yeah, Ruben Amaro can't even clickbait it. You know what I mean? Like Ruben ain't built like that. Right, you know what I mean? Like, come on. He ain't built for the clickbait. Like, he'll tell you the same thing. Clickbait.
Hey, we just love the hate, man. We just love the hate.
We do love the hate.
30 million a year, trying to get 30 million a year for your boy Ranger Suarez. And
30 million?
30 million a year.
Yeah, I'm out.
So it sounds like they're willing to do 30 mil a year. My question to you though is, you think that's too high? You just said that it's too high.
Well, hold on. Because let me be fair. Let me take this back. If there's a salary cap and craziness, right, then absolutely I'm not giving him $30 million a year. But the fact that I don't care about how much money you spend, then I gotta give him $30 million a year.
Well, I think but here's the thing. I think you have to look at it as.
But I'm also trading Andrew Painter.
Well, that's what I was going to say.
I'm trading stuff. I'm going to trade Elise Painter out of this or Miller. I'm trading one of the two. I mean, why not? Why not? You're win now mode, man. You got Jonathan Crawford coming up. There's your young. There's your young. You know, I don't know what to tell them, right? But I mean, I'm not clamoring to trade Painter. I'm just saying that if there was I think it was for Ketel Marte. Like, I would trade Andrew Painter for Ketel Marte. I would.
Nah, dude,
you guys are all crazy. I'm telling you guys,
wait a minute.
You guys are all out of your minds.
Hold on. I ain't on the Wednesday or the Sunday show. That's the only chance I got here. All right, so I don't have any of the boys here. Okay, but wait a minute. If you're telling me I can just trade Andrew Painter for Ketel Marte, I'm in. But if you tell me I got to give out Aiden Miller or Justin Crawford, I'm out.
Yeah, you're spot on. So this is the deal I propose.
Okay.
I propose Painter. Okay. You nailed it. You nailed it. Any moron that says I'll give you 2 out of 3. Why? I'm giving you my number 1 prospect, my number 1 pitching prospect, and then I'm going to give you my number 10 guy in the organization, and then I'm going to go give you number 25. That's how I'm going to do it.
I'm in.
And I'm not going to give you a 4 for 1. We're not doing that. We're not doing that crap.
Because that wasn't the way it was proposed. So everything I've read was it's Crawford or Miller and Payton. No way. I don't want another 32, 33-year-old guy by giving up one of my young bucks that are coming up and give it. No way.
No. I can give you one.
Right.
Of those guys, and I got no problem doing that because
I'll give you Painter, though. I'm not giving you Miller or Crawford.
No, I'm not. I can find arms better than I feel like I can find. I don't know. I don't know anymore. But I agree with you to a point. Crawford's up. We need him. So that it feels a need. You gotta see what he is. But yeah, I mean, I'm not looking to trade Painter, but that's a move because of the right-handed power from Ketel Marte that you have to do. Like, it's not Tom wants to do it. It's what's out there, what's available, and what the heck does this baseball team need? You need a power right-handed bat that's going to play, and he plays, and he turned them in his best years. They were a team that beat us. So guess what? He's a damn good second baseman, and maybe it's where it's a stock goes. Who knows? Who knows how you do? Who knows what you do?
So Adam, I love you. I do, Adam, but here's my problem. I want nothing to do with Kyle Tucker. 0. Like, I'm sorry. Like, I'm not paying Kyle Tucker what it's going to, like, no. And I don't want Byron Buxton.
No.
Like, no, I'm sorry. Like, yeah, maybe Byron Buxton 3-4 years ago. Yeah. Not now. Like, I think Ketel Marte, I love Ketel Marte, by the way. I love him. I think he is the prototypical guy that you need for a 2 to 3 year prime window. 2 to 3 year prime window, but I'm not giving up my young studs in the outfield. The arms, fine. Because I'll talk Sixto Sanchez stuff all day long. Like it is, meaning anything can happen with an arm. And this dude's already had Tommy John. Okay, so I'm fine. I just don't want to give up the other two guys. That's all. Don't want to give them up.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more.
So what's your early feeling, man? Like about Schwartz?
Yeah, I feel like he's back.
Think he's back now? If he's back, because I think it all looks like JT is back.
JT has to be back out of necessity.
Listen, my whole thing is, what scares me is if you bring back Schwartz and you go out and spend $30 million a year on Ranger, I don't care about money. However, I care about what that money means to the rest of the team. And to me, that's just running the entire thing back. And it's already proved it's not good enough. And that's my issue. How are we how many times we run back the same lineup, right? I mean, that was my whole thing about I love Kyle Schwarber, man. I do. But bringing him back, if that's going to say, well, we got to spend $200 million and now we can't do anything else, I don't know if I'm in.
This isn't hard, right? Like, this is the easiest fix of all time. Like I said, it's a go get a Kettle Marte, if Bryson Stott's in the deal, send him. I'm good. You know what I mean? Like, I'm going to go get that guy. So, and then Alec Boehm's not going to be here. Nicky Cass ain't going to be here. So right there, I'm going to go overpay for Alex Bregman too. Alex Bregman. I don't care. I'm going to go overpay for him because, again, there's no cap. Go spend it to try to win right now. Do I love it at his age? No, but go do it. Okay. So this is how I make my team better. I get Marte. I get Bregman. I put Crawford in the outfield, right? I bring back, I pay money for Bader because I want another right-handed bat, right? And that's how I make this different. You want to make it different? Go spend stupid money and go put your chips all in the middle of the table. Because what I'm watching is my chips. I'm going to put a 10 in. I'm going to put a 25, but I'm not willing to go all in on stuff. I'm not willing to do it. Where the Dodgers are, other organizations are. So there's not a ton out there. I don't want a Kyle Tucker. That's who I want. If you're asking me what I want Kettle Marte. I want Alex Bregman, and that's a start. And I would like Bader back too. That's a start. And then you bring Schwarber and JT back. That's a start of something different. Now it's still a lot of the same, but I'm getting better. I'm bringing Marte in and Bregman in. No disrespect to Bryson Stott and Alec Boehm. They're both better. Okay. So that conversation ends there. We got better. Crawford, right? Bader brought some juice, some energy. So why not bring him back? Why not bring him back? It looked like it was a good fit. Why not? And you bring Marshy back, and then I don't know. You're going to need another outfielder. But either way, that's a start in the right direction of a different team. To your point, right? I don't need to spend 30 minutes.
I'm in with that. But my concern is you can't get a Ketel Marte.
Why?
Right?
You mean like okay, yeah. You mean
what I mean? Like what if that doesn't, and then we're stuck with the same construction again?
Yeah, I couldn't agree with you more. I mean, I want no parts, and I'll even listen. Dave Dombrowski nailed it. Okay, he's not a superstar anymore. I hate to break the news.
About Bryce?
Yeah, I hate to break the news.
I hate to say it, but I agree with Don, bro.
I couldn't agree more. So I mean,
I know we got a lot of heat for it, but was he lying?
Facts are facts. If you got eyeballs and you think that's a superstar and you watch Ohtani too, you're a moron. You're a baseball moron. You're a fanboy. Your posters are all over your room and you can't see past the damn poster to realize, hey, he's a good player. He's a good player. But if you're expecting him to carry it in a regular season, doesn't look like it's going to happen. And if you expect the Bryce from the Padres series, I don't think we're going to have it anymore.
No, I agree.
So you have to sign Schwarber. If Bryce was still a star, you don't have to sign Schwarber. But he's not. So who's carrying your lineup? You need Schwarber to protect Bryce or Bryce to protect Schwarber. You need it. You have Trey Turner. So you want to, like I said, you want to get better? How does Kettle Marte and Alex Bregman slide into that lineup? Is that a better construction, right? To everybody out there? Because I need the same thing you need, and I need the same thing everybody else in the chat needs. I need something new. And I know you can't tear it all down at once. So Bryce, you're loyal to for 172 goddamn years, and Trey's here for half of that. So what's the math on that? 141. Okay, years. This is what we got. So we're gonna wait. What are we waiting on? We're gonna wait till next year to see what's in free agency and to see what we can trade for. You went outside a dominant closer that you have for this year too. So like you have Alvarado back. So can we just push? I'm sorry for a long rant. Push the damn chips in the middle of the table and let's go all in. And if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. But at least we can go out freaking fighting. Go out fighting. Because this isn't fighting. This is we spend a lot of money here. Well, the Dodgers have spent money for the next 45 years. People aren't even gonna be alive and they're still spending money on Ohtani. And his kids are getting money.
That's a mic drop, bro. No more. Like, no more Phillies talk. You nailed it. Like, you brought it all up. Brought it all up. And I'm glad you did, because I feel the same way, man. I feel the same way.
I hope I can be a voice to the fan. It's always been my agenda. Is speak from the fan, but then speak from knowledge. Like, I got eyeballs. Baseball is what I do. I'm not telling you I know it all, because I don't. But I know enough. I watch it long enough. I know the game. I study the game. I teach the game. So I think I can tell when a guy is the injuries and the same things we talk about with Joel Embiid. We don't get, the body doesn't get better as a 43-year-old. It hasn't gotten better. All right. So I don't know how to riddle to the world that we think he's going to go from here, Bryce Harper, to another level, another tier up. Listen, I'm praying. I'm praying to God that can happen for us. I just can't see it. You got better hope with Trey Turner having an MVP season.
Yeah. Listen, we watched it with Doc Holliday. When it happens, it happens.
Yeah,
I'm not saying it's going to be as but when the decline happens, man, Father Time is undefeated. Two people in life that are always going to be undefeated: Mother Nature and Father Time. You can't stop either of them, man. You can't stop 100-mile-an-hour straight line winds. You can't stop getting friggin' old, bro. It's simple. I mean, I don't know what else to do, man. I don't know what else to say about it, but I think you nailed it, man. What do you say we have a little fun as a close down, man?
Let's do it.
So we're gonna play a little game. I want to get everybody in the chat involved too. Okay, so I do a little thing called Jigsaw's Final Cut on the Tony Cotillo Show. We're bringing it right here to A2D tonight, and basically, I'm just gonna ask a question. Right? It's gonna be player A versus player B. It's kind of like, I'll be honest, where I get from is I like the podcast Drink Champs. I'm a hip hop guy. So I like when Nori, he's throwing two names out there, MCs, who should I take? And they got to take a drink. Well, here we got no drink. You got to go A or B, and you got to give me a decent reason on why. Now, Tom may have seen some of these, but I didn't like give him no cards, no cue cards. So I'm just we're gonna throw it up on the screen, okay? And I'm gonna tee it off the top, but I want to tee it up to the audience too. And again, a lot of these are all NBA, okay? All NBA, and they're all Tyrese Maxey versus so-and-so. Now, hear me out when I say this. It's not about is this person or is Tyrese Maxey better. The way I want to phrase this is, in each of these players' prime, their prime, if you're running with this guy for a playoff run, who would you rather have? It's the way we're teeing this up. All right, we're going to start this. Now, this will be a little funny with this one, but again, we're going to go right off the bat. Maxey or Chauncey? So, again, gambling aside.
Yeah.
Gambling aside. Maxey or Chauncey?
Give me Maxey. I just like his game better. It's not that Chauncey wasn't really good, because he was. I just like Tyrese's game better.
I'm with you, man. I'm with you. I think for me personally, I go Maxey. I definitely go Maxey.
And then guy's a winner.
I just think he offers more.
Yeah, guy's a winner. I mean, Billups is a winner, so I don't want to take nothing away from that. He's got a lot of big shots, but I don't know. That one, he just didn't really star me. Like I didn't feel like Chauncey Billups was a star.
Right.
I thought he was a really good player and a winner, and that's okay too. No,
I'm with you. I go. All right, here's a good one. Maxey or Gilbert Arenas?
Well, Gilbert with the guns is always going to beat Tyree. Gilbert bringing the gun in the locker room is always going to beat Tyrese. No, I mean, give me Tyrese Maxey. I'm not a Gilbert Arenas guy. He's a loser. I mean, he's a loser. Loser.
Big G. All right.
Yeah.
All right. Here's a good one, man. Maxey or Tony Parker?
I mean, you gotta give me Tony Parker.
I'm with you.
Yeah, you gotta give me Tony, man. I mean, he's got rings for days. He's freaking stud. Such an underrated guy too. Feel like got overlooked a little bit at times on how good he really is and was. Sorry, how good he was. Give me Tony.
And he was a assassin, right? From the and by the way, let's talk about the girl game too. I mean, Eva Longoria, congrats. Right?
He came in strong. He definitely
real strong. Congrats, Tony. Congrats. All right. How about
job.
Stevie Franchise? Go Maxey, you go with Stevie Franchise. I think this is an easy one.
Yeah, give me Maxey. I don't know what Steve Francis really.
Exactly.
I don't know what he did really.
He was kind of in that.
He was in the Iverson
flavor of the 2000, like with Stephon Marbury, in that kind of range. You know what I mean? So he was a show guy. I think he's very underrated, but superstar, no. I think Maxey's more of a projected superstar than Stevie Franchise.
Yep, but I don't even know if we're in Tyrese's prime yet, right?
Exactly. Now here's a good one. Got a couple more. Maxey or J Kidd?
I mean, such different players and what they're trying to do. I mean, if you want to talk about a true point guard, then give me the blow kiss as Jason Kidd from the foul line. But if you want to talk about who I think can be a better star and because of points per game and stuff, give me Maxey. He's a better scorer. I mean, it's not even up for debate, but better prototypical point guard, you would have to say hey, give me J Kidd, right? But again, different players. That one's a hard one. But I guess give me Maxey in his prime, I guess.
No, I'm with you because I think to sum up what you're saying, which I think you'll agree with, is Maxey is more of a player that can lead the team, where I think J Kidd, obviously prototypical point guard, he needs help. Can't just be J Kidd against the world. Right? It could be Maxey at one point in his prime against the world, but it can't be J Kidd against the world. So he needs another 1B to the 1A.
Yeah, I'm sort of talking about a guy who can carry a franchise.
Exactly. I mean? How about Baron Davis?
Baron Davis, go player, man.
I mean, I think this is a decent one, man. When you think I think it's a good argument with Baron Davis.
Well, you know what the problem is
about Baron Davis
is I'm not even forgetting about Baron Davis because people do. You're right. I'm not forgetting about him, but what I need to do is I need to look at some numbers, because it's been so long. So knowing that Baron Davis, the most he's ever scored in a season is 22 a game. Give me Tyrese Maxey.
I think the biggest thing for BD was his at-will scoring. I mean, the dude was unstoppable for a few, whether you talk about him in Golden State or you talk about him in Charlotte. There was a point in time where he was just throwing he was making it rain like Pac-Man style on the court. So, but no, I think all around, I mean, I think it's a no-brainer that you go Maxey. Now we're gonna end this on two bangers here. Two bangers. Now this is in our prime. You go Maxey or Dame. You go Dame time or you go Tyrese time?
Well, I'm not going to disrespect Dame Lillard right now. So, I'll go Dame in his prime because, I mean, that was disgusting. But I think Tyrese could end up being better for sure. You know what I mean? How I'm doing this, I don't want to disrespect the category I'm doing this with, right? I'm doing this thinking who can carry a franchise per se. And
who can either carry a franchise or who, if you're starting a playoff series and you have one of these guys in there probably who could take you through all 4 rounds and win a chip, which is kind of the same kind of damn thing, is carrying a franchise. So
I don't know. Like that one's a tough one too. Like part of me wants to take Tyrese,
really,
like part of me does, but I'm not there because I think Dame was just he did it with really nothing in Portland. And I just want to respect that, right? I want to respect that. But his best year is 28 a game. So I mean, or no, 32, but he didn't play a full year that year.
but see, I think that's the thing that we have to talk about when you talk about Dame. Is it's so important to talk about prime because prime Dame was not Milwaukee. Prime Dame was the Trailblazers, where he had nobody.
Yeah, 2016, 2017.
I mean, my lord, I to me right now, I would go prime Dame. I do.
Yeah,
I think he was just unstoppable.
I'm with you. I'm with you on that one. I'll stick with my initial thought.
Hey man,
of not disrespecting the guy who did it, sort of stayed where he was at and did it with nothing.
So we end with a banger here. Two current stars. Maxey or SGA.
Yeah, not even. Sorry. Like I love Tyrese Maxey. Not even close.
I agree.
Not even up for debate. That's the best player in the league.
Yep.
Again, Tyrese can get there, but like I feel like they're the same age. I mean, I think SGA is a little bit older, obviously. But either way, just his game's so smooth, man.
It is.
And the reason I'll put him over him, not only because he won, I mean, was respected, man, here for a minute, but it just his ability to get to anywhere on the court is what makes SGA so good. Like he can get to any spot he wants to get to. And that's something Tyrese is still working on, right? He's still working on being able to get to all his spots, especially in the fourth quarter. So if you want to tell me what the biggest thing I think Tyrese Maxey needs to grow in is the fourth quarter. And what I mean by that is coming to get the basketball and be able to slow some stuff down for yourself too. There's the times when I see him. I think he can get better shots. I think he can get some better things than he wants. And I think when you talk about a guard, his handles are good, but I think they can even get better. I think there's more moves in the tank to get the spots. He's opened his game. He's gotten better than last year. So I'm not disrespecting him in the fourth quarter. That's not what I'm saying. Just tonight, he just didn't get to the basketball enough, didn't want the basketball enough at times when they're struggling. I need you to go take it and go get a bucket for me. And that's some part of growth. That's part of growing and realizing you're a killer. You can kill in the first quarter, second quarter, third quarter. I need you to kill in the last 5 minutes, last 7 minutes. So, and usually he's done a good job of it. I just thought tonight, 2 minutes free throws the game I'm at, after a money shot, though, a big cajon shot. But there are things he's going to keep growing with, man, because when we talked about Tony, how we opened the show with the babe. When you talk about work ethic and you talk about want to, and you talk about wanting to get better every year, and he tells you, I never take a shot that I don't practice. Well, a lot of guys should tell you that, but we watch the guy grow into this player. And if you think that this is where it tops out at 25, I got beachfront in Idaho to sell for you. All right, because there's no way he is tapped out on his growth. 27 to 32, really 27, 31, maybe NBA, pure prime years, man, to go win, go cut nets down, even 32. So he's got this window that he's not even there, that 5-year window. He's still 2 years away from the damn 5-year window. So everybody on this list he could overtake. Some guys you just shouldn't disrespect yet. You know what I mean?
Hungry. He's hungry, man. He got an appetite. He's hungry. He's definitely hungry, bro.
Birds used to be hungry.
They used to be.
So you're leaving you with this. You're firing Sirianni?
Yes.
What?
I'm dead serious. Listen. Hold on. As we here's my issue. If you talk about your eyes, my eyes show me that this dude has lost the touch with the players. Okay, this dude has lost the touch to where he was supposed. Listen, the CEO coach, the master motivator, right? That's all he's supposed to do. Well, he ain't motivating shit right now. And this team, in all facets of every single part of the game, is absolutely collapsing. I said this before, and I'll say it again. That's why I wasn't a Doug Peterson guy. Doug Peterson did not win a Super Bowl. The team won the Super Bowl. That's why after a couple years, the Doug thing wore off. Well, my whole thing with Sirianni is when you need him to be an X's and O's guy, I don't think he is. And I think that's what you're seeing right now, right? So you take a team that was a perfect team last year, Everything happened. You don't listen. You're hearing some weird vibes coming out of that locker room. You're seeing a lot of different guys shrugging shoulders and acting like they don't know how to play football right now. You're watching footage where these guys are kind of looking at this guy like, what is he talking about? And we've already heard, remember, we already heard people were already pissed off at his shenanigans a couple years ago. All right. But everything got smoothed over because we won. Everybody forgot about it. Well, look what's happening. It's starting again. This dude, I'm sorry. I said it before with Andy Reid. We knew the end was here. The team stopped responding. They stopped responding. Listen, Tom, it's different if I got one issue. But when you have an issue with the first play of the game, dude, spit on a goddamn quarterback, that's discipline. This team has no goddamn discipline. And because they have no discipline, that's the coach, bro. Every asset of the game, special teams, they make mistakes. Defense makes mistakes. Offense makes mistakes. Everybody. Well, guess what? Jeffrey Lurie said this is our guy to navigate everything. Well, he ain't navigating shit right now, so I'm out. Simple. I'm out.
Yeah, wow. I love you to death. I think you're out of your goddamn mind right now. I mean, I think you're out of your damn mind. Well, because of 2 losses in 5 days. That's why. Because I think what happened to us is those 2 losses in 5 days naturally blew things up here for a minute, right? Now, listen, maybe you're right, but let's see how the season finishes first, right? We were 8-2 going into those 4 or 5 games, right? So I'm not saying you're wrong and are not responding. I'm not even getting into that. I'm getting into arguably the winningest coach we've had, right? Won a Super Bowl, been to 2 in 3 years, right? So my point is, I'm not ready to have that conversation. Now you have a big time collapse, then maybe that conversation needs to be had, right? But we're not there yet. Let's see how this team responds after a mini bye, going to LA, and let's see what team we get, right? Because that conversation might be a moot point if you get a team motivated to play.
No. Here's why.
You don't go from winning a Super Bowl and not getting a team, not being able to know your players and motivate your players.
Wait a minute.
No way.
I'm not. So I want to clarify something. I'm not saying we're firing Sirianni today. My crystal ball, Jigsaw's crystal ball.
Okay, you're talking
right
about
is exactly what I felt with the Phillies. When I had the Phillies and everybody was jumping on board, man, yo, we're in, yo, different team. I said, look, this is still the same team that shows me they're going to collapse in the friggin' playoffs. And that's what they did. So my eyes, everybody says this ain't the same as 23 when they got smoked by Baker Mayfield and Todd Bowles in the playoffs. First round exit, get out. This team shows me nothing. Bro, we're week 14. And I'm still hearing words about we got to find an identity. Are you friggin' kidding me? We don't know what our identity is. We're still working through some things. Get the hell out of here, dude. That's ridiculous. That statement to me is completely asinine. If you don't have an identity in week 14, then your coaching is flawed. Your message is silent, and nobody is giving you the respect you deserve. So if that's the case, you got to go. That's what I say.
Yeah, I don't think you were there yet. It doesn't mean you're wrong, right?
No, listen, this ain't about being right or wrong. It's just by feeling. Just by feeling.
And listen, I'll listen to your feelings. I just can't run away from what's been accomplished right now. To think we're there, right? To think we're getting there or we're close to that point. Because that's what happens with bad franchises, in my opinion, right? You would hope that this goes on for 10, 12 years, right? That they're the goals with it. But we'll see.
Listen,
I hope
you've been coaching how long?
12, 13 years.
So You always you're not ignorant to the fact to know that you understand when kids are responding to you when they're not. And when no matter if these are kids or adults, it's different if you have a complete, roster alignment every single year. But I know this year was a little different. However, these are still guys that were on a team. You just expected some of them to step up into different roles. For me, I just look at this and say, I don't think you'd have the issue with AJ Brown if it was a different coach. I don't think you'd have the issue with Jalen Carter if it was a different coach. I don't think you'd have the issue with that nobody talks about with like Cooper DeJean at times. Okay, if there was a different coach, I just don't think they give him any respect. And I think the only people that give him respect are the guys who are no longer here, which is the reason why they brought Brandon Graham back. Not because they needed help, because they didn't need help on the field. They brought Brandon Graham back. Okay, so the reason why they signed Darius Smith, they thought they could bring a veteran presence in here, bring a veteran presence to hold it all together because they knew the coach couldn't friggin' do it. You don't see this on a Sean McVay team, right? You don't see this on a Mike Vrabel team. Dude, they don't respect this cat at all. I've said it before. Last year, they won in spite of the coach. They respect one guy, and that's Vic Fangio. That's in my opinion. They respect one coach and one coach only. That's Vic Fangio. And I see why. So that's going to be, I'm going to go down with it. I hope I'm dead wrong because listen, I bleed green. I want to win. Like I want a dynasty. Absolutely. I'm not going to be the guy. Oh, see, I told you. I don't want to be right. I don't want to be right.
Let me hit you with this. Let me hit you with it,
man. I can't.
I'm not saying I don't maybe see some things too, but I'll give you an example, right? And I won't try to go too many details. I've coached a team before of older players where I felt like the majority, I don't want to say my message didn't get through. More had their own message per se. Okay. Where I didn't think I got the respect that you would think. Okay. And right. So I've had teams like that. Not a lot, but an example of one where I had enough respect from enough guys though, where that, but then I still think I'm a damn good coach. So we won. So maybe we won because one, there was talent. We had talented players. Two, I was a good coach, but I'll always run back. The players win. You know what I mean? You put them in spots and they go win. But I do think leadership matters, right? And respect matters. And you don't have to have the respect from, everybody in the locker room because everybody's a grown man and guys are going to have their vibes, whatever, right? But as long as your leaders respect you, then you won. So in these examples, I had leaders that respected me, so it didn't really matter. So you can have a group that, may sort of just go by the beat of their own drum, per se. No matter how much you try different tactics of coaching, because there's different tactics. There's different ways to coach every player. Some guy needs you to get up in their shit consistently. Some guys need you to get up in their brain mentally and constantly raise them up, right? And get them to believe in themselves. So there's different ways to coach players. Not every player can you yell and scream at. So
that's true.
That's 101 coaching right there. And you think you get to this level, right? If you get to this level, you would hope that those guys know that. Or get this, but he's corny, man. He's corny, but we know he's corny, and maybe they have won in spite of him. I don't want to say that because that's disrespecting the guy who's going to 2 and 3 years. So, and it's making it seem like maybe he doesn't know what he's talking about. So it's hard, right? It's tough, but everything you say, we might get to the point where, look back at what Tony said, on December 4th, 2025, on Phillies Sports Unfiltered, and we might say to ourselves, man, he had to nail that one. He nailed that one.
It's a complete tool bag.
Yeah, or we look back in 3 years from now and we're like, hey, down. Or we look back after we cut nets down this year, right? We're like, hey, down. Go back to December 4th. But guess what? I think to get to where you need to get to, sometimes you need this. You need to get knocked down. If you're really a team that can go deep in the playoffs, sometimes you need some adversity. So I prefer to play my best football the last 5 weeks of the year and go into the playoffs playing my best football. So because how resilient this team's been, I'll leave it here that I hope that they respond Monday night and we see a better version of them. And we can now rest on this isn't 2023 because I personally think that's the dumbest comments of all time. I think it's lazy. I think they're lazy takes and there's no validity to it because in 2023, you had no defense. So please don't tell me this about Chicago. All right, this defense is legit. They played 2 games in 5 days. They're exhausted because the offense has done nothing, but they sure as heck aren't 2023.
Nah.
So that's why there's no collapse. And you got Vegas and you got 2 games versus the Commanders. So if you think it's collapse, I don't believe that. That doesn't mean you can go 2-3. You got to go win some games, right? You got to go be playing over 500 football going into the dance. You got to be feeling better about yourself as a football team. Man, you just got me going at it.
That's all right. That's all right. Listen,
I love doing it with you.
No, it's good. It's a good talk, man, because I think, listen, we all want the same thing. We all want the same thing. Unfortunately, there's got to be a winner and a loser. So, listen, I in this argument, I hope I'm a loser. I do, because that just means that the Eagles are a winner. I just, from what I see, and I don't say collapse, but what I see is it just a complete team of players that, and this could be way off base, but I'll end it with this. I could see the people on that team, players like Jalen, AJ Brown, maybe Saquon, got Jalen Carter, guys on the defense that could possibly say, if Nick Sirianni said, just say he was like, look, man, I coached you to a Super Bowl, and I can see those guys going, bro, we won that Super Bowl, not you. And that's where I'm at, right? That's what I feel, and that's what I see. And if those players have that mentality, that's showing to me by running rogue on the field or possibly doing their own thing, not taking criticism, like, that's a problem. And that just doesn't winning. Obviously, nobody want a chip. So guess what? Some of them guys, AJ Brown, what did he say? It's not what I thought it was going to be.
Yeah.
Okay. So the guys that took it to heart, BG, Jason Kelsey, guys like that, they're not here anymore. Fletcher Cox, so that's what scares me. This new mentality. I feel like, I hope I'm wrong, but that's the way I feel like they feel.
Yeah, and like I said, it's the only debate I have of it is they've won. So there's got to be some ability to motivate and connect with players and everything else. You know what I mean? But again, it doesn't mean that that's true.
It definitely doesn't mean it's true. But
Time
for
will
our
tell.
sake, bro, we need to win.
Yeah, we do. Well, listen, awesome run back here. We'll see everybody next Thursday too. We'll see you every night besides Christmas. You know what I mean? So,
Christmas
on Thursday.
Christmas Thursday?
I think so. Yeah.
I'll be sliding down some chimneys.
Yeah, same here. In a way. Well, no, it's fun, brother.
Man, I might need some baby oil because I'm not as slim as I used to be.
You'll be slip and sliding.
Yeah.
A little ditty slip and slide. Well, we appreciate you all for tuning in, commenting in. Make sure you hit the like, subscribe, follow wherever you're watching at. And if you're watching on one of either A2D or one of the other platforms, like both. Like, subscribe to both. So you're always tuned into us wherever we're coming at or from. Oh, goodness, it's getting late. So appreciate you. It's Tony Cotillo. I'm Tom Arnone. This is Philly Sports Unfiltered. We started it first. So we will see you next Thursday. We're out. Play the